Hi, and welcome back to Blue's Garden. I'm planting my indoor salad greens and I'm planting some peppers, seeds for seedlings. Hi. We are two big things that I'm doing this week. First up, about every 3, 4 weeks, I guess it really depends, I do another batch of indoor greens for salads. This week I'm doing some small beet greens and some a salad mix, just an MI Gardener salad mix. And the whole goal of this is so that when the couple of different lettuces I have downstairs in my basement on my grow lights is ready to pick, the next batch is ready about a week later. So about every week or so, I pick another batch, cut another batch of lettuces, and bring them up to the kitchen. So first up is going to be some greens and some salad mix. And then after that will be peppers. Let's take a look. Actually, first up is a long purple eggplant. Forgot about that. I planted some seeds for long purple eggplant seedlings. So that's up first. Long purple eggplant. I'm planting these in a 6-pack. Last year I did 4 seeds and ended up with 3 plants. This year I'm going to put in the 6-pack. Similar to tomatoes and peppers, the seed size is. So in this 6-pack, I'm probably going to do 9 seeds and aim for the healthiest 6 of that. Hope for 6 healthy plants out of these 6-pack. And I put in about 9 or 10 seeds. And then a light covering, about 1/8 to 1/4 inch. And then I will tap it down to get good seed to soil contact. And then I will wet each one of these cells. Spray them all, wet it down. It's labeled. Next up is Early Wonder Tall Top Beets. And these guys, I'm actually just growing for the beet greens. I will harvest them really young. And in this big, large tray, I will do about half beets, just so I can get some beet greens. And the other half, I will do a salad mix. And that's just to give me some greens for, some side dishes for dinner over the next. So I figure another 3 weeks before I can harvest this. And you'll see later in the video where I've got some greens ready to harvest now. This is the MI Gardener salad bowl mix. And again, in 3-4 weeks, I'll get enough little greens that I can harvest this all. And it'll make for great little sides for my dinners. Again, I am going to label everything. So half and half on this tray. And since it's all for the same thing, I'm not really that fussy if some bounces over the other side, because this is just going to be for greens. Cover it with a light coating of some seed starter. I will wet this all down. Then when it goes on the lights, I'll actually add a little more water to get it good and moist. Now, I started with the bottom part of the tray, wet. Next, let's take a look. I'm doing about a half dozen different varieties of peppers. Alrighty then, starting with peppers. I am starting with habanero. I've mentioned before I'm not a big spicy fan, but I actually do cook with this for others. So peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, usually in a 6-pack. I will do more than 6 seeds and aim for the healthiest. So in this 6-pack, I'm actually doing 2 in each with the goal to get 12 plants. And by the time I transplant out, I'll probably have 6 really healthy, sturdy plants. I'm going to cover the seeds with about 1/8 to 1/4 inch of some fluffy seed starter, and then give it a good soaking with the spray bottle. And then from there, I'll put it in a 10-20 tray, and that'll be bottom watered. But for now, habanero started. Label everything. I don't show it here, but there's actually a label that goes in each row of that. Next up after that, lemon drop Aji peppers. Another spicy, somewhere between 3,000 and up to 20. It really depends on the seeds and the pepper. But in a 6-pack, the lemon Aji, I actually use this as dehydrated hot pepper powder over the winter. So I'm going to do 12 seeds, 2 in each of the 6-pack. And my goal is to end up with a good 6 to 9 plants. I get a healthy amount on each when I harvest, and I'm fine with having a lot more than I can use. I can always find something to do with it, even if it means drying them and dehydrating the powder. After that, I am doing big red bell pepper. They make a nice stuffed pepper. I'm doing 2 in each of 3 cells. So I will label that row, Big Red Bell. Golden Cal Wonder peppers. And I will do another big bell pepper, which is great for, cutting up or whatever. But in these 3 cells, I will do 2 in each. Aim for 4 healthy plants. Label that row in the 6-pack. Habanada, which is the habanero pepper without the heat. Habanada. This is my 2nd year growing them. Decent return in terms of the harvest. I always give it everything at least 2 years. I will probably continue with this one, but we'll see. And the habanada on this row is 3 cells times 2, so 6 plants, aim for 4. And this is sweet banana pepper. And I've got 3 cells. I'll put 2 in each. 6 total seedlings, aim for 3 or 4, healthy to transplant out. Next up is, again, the light, fluffy, sifted seed starter over the top. Cover everything with the light, fluffy seed starter over the top. And then wet that down. Spray them all, wet them down. Into a 10-20 tray on the heat mat grow light shelf and bottom water those. And let's take a look at what I've got on the grow light shelves right now and how they're coming in. Mostly onions and the couple of herbs that I've got on there and the salad greens that are ready to be picked. I think it's a Bib lettuce. And take a look at what's on the shelf. So as I mentioned, once it's on there, on the heat mat, I will then fill some trays, give it a little spritz with everything, and then fill the bottoms of the 10-20s and let the seeds soak up that way. The soil, the seed starter, and all that bottom water is my goal. Occasionally, I have some supervision. You guys have met Tucker before. He is always in the kitchen whenever I am, and his perch is usually at that garbage can. And then when I get near him, he will headbutt me or headbutt my phone when I'm on camera. I think he wants to be fed more or just headbutt me. So anyway, I said I was going to take a look at what's been growing. And you can see, if we look closely, I did 6-pack of Roma to start early. The goal is to have 3 different plantings of Roma tomatoes. And then all of my onions. I did that a couple weeks ago. And you can see the onions are starting to come in all of them. The best germination rate on the red Weathersfield, the slowest germination rate, but they may just take a little longer on the Utah yellow. That's the salad bowl mix and the beet greens. And this is the salad bowl mix, the lettuces that are ready for picking now. All in all, we are off and sowing. Long purple eggplant, first up. I got some lettuces and some beet greens growing, and that's indoors and will stay indoors. I'll probably do one more planting after that. That'll be enough for the indoor planting. And by then, 6 weeks from now, we are probably ready for planting outside, believe it or not. The lettuces are okay with a light frost. Not a heavy frost, definitely not a freeze. But 6 weeks from now, that puts us into pretty close to the 1st of April, and they can start going outside. For now, indoor greens are growing, ready to be picked and harvested. And then last up were the peppers, which I find I let grow the longest indoors. They're one of the last things I transplant out. Cucumbers are the very last thing I transplant out. But pepper is probably the second last. They when they come from Central America, they prefer a much warmer climate, warmer soil. And so I'm okay with hanging them in, leaving them in on the grow lights a little longer than everything else. So peppers are now started. Eggplant is started. Greens are started. And that first batch of Roma tomato from last week and onions from last week are started. We're off and sowing. We're getting there. 2026 gardening is away we go. Of course, as I record this, there's another snowstorm hitting. I know winter will end sometime. I know it will. Right? Anyway, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. If this helped, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This helps me grow, and that helps you grow.